Hey everybody, welcome to my Let's Play of The Force Unleashed number 2. We are going to be fighting Vader, so let's get our game faces on. Yeah. Force Fury. We have to be serious with this guy. No messing around.
You are a fool to face me alone.
You'll have to kill me this time!
Okay, this is quick time event based, so I have to pay attention to these prompts right now.
I made you, and now I will destroy you.
Dude, look at this defense, man. Like, I can't even get through Vader right now.
Kill him.
Alright, Mind Trick will help to defeat these guys. Then they really clone a bunch of Galens. Like, what were they planning? Just having like an army of like Force sensitives? Wouldn't the Sith want to not do that? I mean,
Again and again.
by the way, the guy who does the voice for this Vader is really good. He really captures the voice of Vader pretty well. Another game that really captures styles pretty well is Soul Calibur 4. I don't know if you guys ever played that game, but Starkiller, Darth Vader, and Yoda is in that game, and it's so perfect.
Starkiller could not kill me. What hope do you have?
I've defeated you before, I will do it again! I've always been stronger than you!
Yet you fail to defeat me. If you wish to play at being a Jedi, so be it.
I really like this part in the book too because it really showed how Darth Vader learned from his first fight with Galen. He was way more conservative and yeah, so like Darth Vader, he fought with like way more, like he was more Surisu based. He was more defensive in the book. Like as like it was definitely him learning from his first time fighting Galen. Like he can't let like Dune Mach get him or anything like that. He'd have to like keep his head, and that's what I think helps a lot. And there's a huge misconception with Vader, I think, especially because of the movies and how the perception of what Jedi were then. People think like he really was like this slow fighter, and that he was nothing. But like here, you see that he can fight against someone like Galen, who's really fast, and then like you have the comic books and like other media that say that he's like one of the most fierce fighters ever. And I feel like personally for me, if I were to like retcon the way in which Vader's skill level seems to like weirdly dissipate in like A New Hope and like some of the other movies, I look at it like this. I say from like the beginning of his time as Darth Vader, from the beginning, I think his level was like maybe like a tier 6 to 7. That's why he was able to contend with Rowan Shrine, or at least the reason why Rowan Shrine and Labyrinth of Evil in Rise of the Dark Lord by James Luceno, why someone like that, who is just like a Jedi Knight, could face Vader. And even like in the Purge comics, like Vader was being overwhelmed. Vader was being overwhelmed and eventually like learned how to fight. Shaq Kun, he was fighting and he couldn't even defeat her immediately like he would later on. But I felt like in this era of Star Wars, Vader was much more got better. He got better. Well, in the first Force Unleashed, I feel like he was, he was finally defeated by Galen because he had this how can I explain it? He let his rage get to him. Like Galen was saying, like, how he was like a missing son to Vader, and that really like got at him deep in his soul. So he like started fighting with not that much grace like he usually does, and that's how Galen was able to eventually defeat him. And then in this one, he gets better because he had a challenge, and he realized that he needed to up his game, and like it basically, oh shoot,
A son. A man. A thing. An experiment.
yeah. And then basically in this, he he ups his game a little bit, and I think after this point, and mostly it's because he found a challenge, and he found someone who he actually can use to challenge the Emperor. Because a lot of this is that he's not actually trying to kill Starkiller right now. He's actually really wanting him to join up with him, so that he can eventually overthrow the Emperor and all that stuff. Where was I going with this? I had a whole thing I was gonna go with. Hold on, give me a second. I gotta think here.
The woman is meaningless.
Oh, yes. So then after this point, after Galen captured him or whatever happens, because we never got a Force Unleashed 3 game, so we don't know what happens after. I think that Vader just took a dip because, let's say Galen did die or he failed at defeating the Emperor. I think he basically just took a back seat and stopped using his abilities as well. So in A New Hope,
Hatred. Destroy me.
So in A New Hope, when we see him fight Obi-Wan, it's just like really unspectacular duel because both Obi-Wan and Darth Vader were very out of practice and like just not compelled to fight anymore. I'm just gonna avoid all these people. I'm just gonna go attack Vader instantly. Yeah, maybe I'll just fight these people. But then Darth Vader finds Luke. And what Luke does is that Luke reinvigorates his motivation to be a great warrior, especially if you read Shadows of the Empire. Shadows of the Empire is this novel that takes place between episodes Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. And in it, there's a sequence where like Vader's in his TIE fighter and he's saying how there's no challenge for him. Like all these X-Wings that he's like blowing up, none of them are like strong in the Force the same way that Luke was. Like he hadn't had a challenger in years that could challenge him. He defeated the Jedi. Obi-Wan Kenobi wasn't around anymore. Yoda was still around, but he didn't know that. But yeah, he wanted a challenge, and when he found that challenge in Luke in Empire Strikes Back, it basically compelled him to be a better warrior, and that's what a Sith needs. A Sith always needs conflict. It always needs a challenger.
You will die like the rest.
A Sith always needs a challenger to basically motivate them. It was the same thing for Darth Malgus. If you guys have read the Deceived novel, he was always about conflict. He said there always needed to be conflict for him to be to progress and to be a better warrior. Same with Darth Vader. If there's no one around to fight, his skills are going to wane a little bit, which would make sense for when in A New Hope we see him fight Obi-Wan and he's not as great. Like this is like really slow fight. It's whatever. But then in Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, we see the fights rev up a little bit more. And if you read the novels too, like they depict the fights as being very fast paced and everything. It's not like there's no description in the books that's like, oh, these are like Luke's an untrained Jedi who could not match Vader. Vader is this like broken man. No, Vader is a badass. If you actually read the Expanded Universe books or the Legends books, and then if you bring that knowledge to the movies and like the movie novelizations, you'll see that it actually makes sense that that Vader has tapered off and progressed again with the motivation of his son. So yeah, I guess that's my spiel on Vader, is that people underestimate him too easily.
You lie!
Look around. You are expendable.
That was a cool kick. Dude, this keeps going on forever and ever. Let me just go straight to Vader. I don't want to fight these people. But yeah, like I think because of the movie depiction of Vader, people think that he's really actually like this slow fighter, when really he's like this extremely strong fighter. He's not necessarily fast, but he's a very strong fighter. I mean, that's what a Gym So specialist is. They're pretty slow, like that, right? Like especially like that. Like Galen is obviously like, you know, he might not be an Atari. Like, no, I would say he's an Atari specialist. He's a Atari specialist with Neiman. And Neiman and Atari with mine, and like that last little sequence where he hops over Vader and like kicks him in the back, that's like a textbook Atari moveset, especially against a Gym So user, because I actually feel that Gym So users are susceptible to Atari attacks, because since their attacks are always so strong and long-winded. Oh shoot. Like that, since their attacks are so strong-winded, like if they miss an attack, then you know someone can like bounce back and like attack you again really easily. So I always felt that way. I actually wanted to make a video where I'd explain the weaknesses and the strengths of each lightsaber form and which forms match up best to other forms. I should be doing that soon, hopefully, if I have time. I kind of want to get ahead of the game right now with my Versus series, so I'm going to be starting up that right now. I'm not going to be releasing for like a little while. Like I'm not going to release it for another 2 weeks, but or 3 weeks or something like that. But I want to start doing it now so I can stockpile, so I can stay on schedule, because I felt like in this last year, or at least in the beginning, I was really good with scheduling it out and having consistent content for you guys. But towards the end, I was starting to like not be on time, basically. So I'm going to adjust that this next year, make sure I'm on time with all my schedules, including with Let's Plays as well. Sorry, because this Let's Plays has taken forever to come out, but now I'm finally wrapping it up now. I've been talking a lot. Hold on, let me just play this game for a little while. Man, this is never ending. Alright, let's just chase Vader. Let's just avoid our clones, avoid the clones. Don't hit me in the air. There we go.
I should have stayed here.
That was a really weird sounding punch. These droids are so nice to help him get to places. Okay, so that's going to wrap up this Let's Play of The Force Unleashed. Numero dos. I will return with another one a little later on, but that is it, guys. Check you on the next one. Peace, love, and may the Force be with you. Always.
This singular moment, this was the dark side of the Force. It was pure, and it was powerful. Unlimited.
Do I like it? Do I not like it? Oh, I actually kind of like it. Oh my god, I like airbending a lot. Oh god, I like it.